You're watching us here on Halftime Report, and we're talking on Diwali Day. Let's get in a couple of managements as well. We have Somany Ceramics reported a soft set of second quarter numbers. Of course, the first half was a bit of a washout because of extended rains, weather not supporting, and the first quarter itself had the election. So we do have the management joining in. Abhishek Somany, the MD and CEO of the company. Abhishek, first up, wish you, your team, your family a very happy Diwali from all of us here at CNBC-TV18.
Likewise, happy Diwali to all of you.
Hope that the festive season brings some cheer as well, because, you know, it was a near washout in the first half of this year. What are you looking at in terms of green shoots coming in from the second half? Do you still maintain, for starters, your guidance? You had targeted, what, low double-digit revenue growth in FY25, fueled largely by volumes. I look at the first half, it's absolutely flat.
Yes, we've only grown by like almost just about 1%. And the first quarter was a negative. The second quarter, we covered some ground. But you're absolutely right. And I think we have revised our guidance to about a 6 to 7% growth overall, which means that we would do a double-digit growth in H2. The green shoots are that October has started well. And this time Diwali being early, which is today, I think the next, November, December and onwards to March is a clean 5 months, which we will get. We're also doing a couple of product launches, which should help augment some volume. But the first half has been a surprise. Incessant rains across the country and various other reasons why the market has been slow. But it's been slow across the segment. All building material has been slow. From that point of view, we're okay. We're not that bad. Our sanitary ware segment has done better than the tiles. Not as per our expectation again, but slightly better. But the other green shoots are that the margins are maintained. Raw material prices are maintained, both gas and also in terms of other raw materials. So at least there is some respite on that end.
Abhishek, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. Festive greetings to you and your family and your team at Somany as well. I wanted to ask you about your margins, right? From almost 10%, you're down to 8.5% in this quarter. What is the kind of margin picture that you're working with in the second half? Are gas prices now coming under check? And is there a risk that you see to the margin profile going forward as well?
You know, our margins greatly depend on capacity utilization. And as you can see that we have had a very, very muted growth in the first half. Our capacity utilization on a console level is down to 77%, which used to be close to 80-something% last year, same time. So it's down about 4 or 5%. And that's impacted the margin. We have been able to, get some tailwinds from the more value-added segment. But on the other hand, there's been pressure on discounting. So towards the month ends, both in June and then in September, there's been an extra discounting, but that's had an offset with the added value-added product which we sold. On the gas pricing, no surprises. Gas pricing remained pretty much range-bound. Going forward, also, we don't see the gas pricing going up. If you can see, we're linked to the Brent, which is down, which is around the 72, 73 range, if I'm not mistaken. So margins, if my capacity utilization go up, which it should in H2 for sure, which means that we're looking at 1% to 1.5% increase from where we are today. So we should be able to get to that 10%, 9.5% to 10% mark by the year end. And we're pretty confident that our capacity utilization will go up.
All right. Would you have a number on the capacity utilization? Because 77%.
Yes, absolutely. We should be in the mid-80s for H2, if not more.
On your faucetware, you know, the capacity utilization out there is upwards of 100%. Are you considering adding more capacity out there? And what proportion of your revenues now are coming in from sanitary ware and faucetware?
So this year would be approximately 300 crores from sanitary ware and faucets. And in faucets, we don't need more capacity. We're running, we can always increase the shift to double the production. So we have more than enough capacity for at least the next 18 months in the faucet.
And are there any plans to increase your own manufacturing, Abhishek? Currently, around 28% of your sales mix with joint ventures and others forming a majority of it. Is there a plan to take that level higher as well?
So we produce about 60-something% on our own, 65%. But I think the last expansions which have taken place, which has not been utilized. That's at 77%. So from that point of view, I think we have enough capacity to take this up to 70%. So we've added 500 crore rupees of expansions in the last 30 months in brownfield and greenfield, and now it's time to start utilizing them. The minute we start utilizing them, margins go up, top line goes up. Fortunately, none of this expansion has come at any balance sheet pressure, so we are still a net debt-free company even after the investment. So looking good, looking positive, and we're in a sector, like they say, that houses are going to be built, and fortunately, we're replacing a lot of material, a lot of natural stone, wood, etc. So we're looking good.
Okay, good. No worries about that, despite the first half, as it were. That's nature of the beast, Just a final question before we let you go. You did say that you did see an impact coming in on account of the first half, but that was offset by increased value-added products. The last time I spoke to you, you said GVTs were close to around 36% of your sales. You were trying to take it to 40%. What's the target here now? Where does it stand?
We are at 38, so we've increased it by 2%. And if it would not have been for such a tepid, very muted demand, we would have been at 40. So I think we would cross 40 by the year end.
We cross 40 by the year end. Take that point, Abhishek. Thank you so much for joining in. Wish you once again a very, very happy Diwali and a prosperous year ahead as well. The management there of Somany Ceramics cutting its growth guidance for FY25. That's the bigger takeaway. The stock currently doing precious little at the flat line at 651. Time for a short break here on Halftime Report. But before we do that, as CNBC-TV18 celebrates 25 years of excellence, we invite you to the most anticipated event of the year, the CNBC-TV18 Global Leadership Summit, bringing together visionary policymakers like Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das, industry leaders like HSBC India Sitendra Dave, Kotak Mahindra Bank's Uday Kotak, and trailblazing startup founders. This is where the roadmap for India's next 25 years of growth and global leadership will be charted. You do not want to miss this.